While I have left testing to the last part of this course, I wouldn't suggest that you leave testing to be a part of the final step in your product evolution. Start with a test, or at least add some tests as you go to ensure the quality of your product. The whole reason that we've asked for interfaces to be passed into our controllers is so that we can easily mock or fake these implementations. In most cases, you don't really want to write tests, at least not unit tests, that use your real implementations for your data stores. For example, you might not really want to hit the real database. Because I'm using SQLite in this sample code, when I create a Globomantics context in my test, this will create a local database for the test project. To properly test the controller in this application, I have to set up a few things first. The application relies on a service collection, and therefore I'm going to create a service collection, add debug logging, and build the service provider. I will then create the logger that the cart controller expects. I will set up a new Globomantics context, ensure that the database is deleted and migrated properly. I will then add some sample data and save those changes. When I do this, this will create a local database in the test project because the Globomantics context in this sample application relies on SQLite. If you are using SQL Server, this will point to the real database, which could cause some problems. But this course isn't necessarily about testing, and I just want to give you a playing field to be able to explore the more advanced and important concepts of ASP.NET Core MVC. I then create a test method called cart update with empty cart ID should create a new cart. I set up the cart controller by passing the appropriate instances that it expects. I'm creating a new instance of the different repositories, and this would be a perfectly good opportunity to instead fake these implementations, or introduce a tool that would allow you to mock these for you. The test project has an implementation of an in-memory state repository. This implements the iState repository because I don't necessarily want to work with real sessions. There's no HTTP context to work with. I then create a new cart model that matches what I would expect the user to pass into the action. I then call add to cart, which will, in fact, return an iAction result. I could then query the database to ensure that some information was created, and also ensure that we got an appropriate response from the action. How you test your actions and controllers is up to you. It's a good idea to at least have integration tests to ensure that the end-to-end functionality works as expected. If I run this test, we can see that one test passed. Having the opportunity to mock and fake the interfaces that our controllers expect, properly depending on dependency injection, is a great way to write testable code. Testing is a big subject, and there's multiple courses on how to properly test your applications here on Pluralsight.